Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel and thank you for tuning back in. So this is going to be part 2 of building this portable AC power generator. In part 1, we basically built the whole unit. We've had the ability to charge it remotely using solar panels. So in this video, we'll be addressing that and finally finishing the project, making this a standalone off-grid solar system. Let's get started. In order to recharge the generator without using the grid, I'm going to need to use solar panels, and for that I have to couple it with a solar charge controller. That's why I decided to use this Victron Energy Smart Solar Charge Controller. This is an MPPT 100 volts and 20 amps for a total of 2000 watts, which is plenty enough. I also made an overview video with 75 volts and 15 amps version. I also pinned the video on the top right. That was just a quick overview of how these solar charge controllers work. And in this video I'm gonna go ahead and unbox this, and we're gonna find a way to couple it with this generator and make this a standalone off-grid solar generator. And this supports 12 volts, 24 volts and 48 volts battery. My setup is a 48 volts. I prefer higher voltages because they allow you to use thinner wires, helping you save on cost. The maximum voltage of the solar panel 100 and a peak efficiency of 98%. And here is the self-consumption. This is really important. As you can see, for a 12 volts it consumes about 26 milliamps when the load is on, and 10 milliamps if the load is off. In my case it's a 48 volts. That's going to be 19 milliamps when load on and 7 milliamps when the load is off. We have the paperwork as usual. We have another card right here. That's gonna be basic information. This unit is slightly thicker than the previous one I had. This one has a more pronounced heat sink for better heat dissipation. On the battery section we have a battery connected, and the battery voltage is currently at 51.78. There is no load connected, so current is 0, and then you have a state which is off. If I had a solar panel hooked up, I will have the charge wattage displayed right here on the graph. Settings, battery, and as you can see we can set the battery voltage. Oh, now we have a third option, that is 36. Now it's 12, 24, 36 and 48. That's nice. 57, that's pretty high. This is lithium ion batteries. Equalization is 64 volts. I wonder if there is an option to just pick lithium ion and just select the number of cells in series instead of doing it manually. Alright, it's set to factory default. I'll rather set it to user defined. And here are important terms. You want to make sure you know. I'm going to put these informations on the screen so you know what they mean. You have absorption voltage, float and equalization voltage. A fully charged lithium ion battery pack of 13S, which is what this battery is 54.6 volts. So it should never go above that. So what I have it set to here is not right, so I'm gonna have to change that real quick. Alright, so now I'm using better cabling. I use these ferrules and a crimp tool so it looks a little cleaner. With XT90 connectors, and I'm gonna figure out what's the best placement for this. I was thinking of hooking it up right here on the outside,
so it's cooled a lot better instead of inside, but then it's gonna be exposed to outside elements, which is not good. Just gonna move it inside, maybe somewhere around here. And now we have a battery connector and a solar panel connector. Alright, so we just drilled a hole for the XT90 connector. This is gonna be the solar panel in, and that's gonna go in here. Alright, so here are the batteries. These are from electric bikes. I have 3 of them. I have more batteries, but I think these 3 would do. I'm trying not to make the whole device too heavy. So this is basically a parallel connection between the 3 batteries. This is looking ugly right now. I'm gonna 3D print an enclosure and close this part out. Alright. And now to recharge the 3 batteries all together, I will just have to connect the solar panel into this port right here. And the maximum is 100 volts. So I basically designed and 3D printed an enclosure to cover it up. The 3 batteries also behave as a single battery. They charge together at the same time. And now I'm gonna go ahead and test it, even though I don't have the solar panel set up yet. I'm just gonna use a power supply. As you can see here, we will assume this is a solar panel. I set it to 60 volts and it's capable of 8 amps. And now we're gonna connect it to our input right here. We have the connection. Alright, the power supply is set to 60 volts, but when these batteries are fully charged, it's 54.6 volts each. They're all in parallel, so the total voltage is gonna stay 54.6 volts when they're fully charged. So I set the power supply to 60 volts, which is higher than the fully charged voltage of the batteries, just because the solar controller is able to take in the solar voltage and lower it to match the battery charging voltage, so it's done automatically. So we're also gonna test that capability. So let's go ahead and connect the 60 volt. Alright, as you can see, we now have some input on the graph, and it's ramping up slowly, which is great. It's gonna go higher and lower depending on the input voltage and current. So the more capable your solar is, the better it's gonna be overall. We have 59 volts charging at 4.5 amps. And as you can see on the power supply, it shows also the current being drawn. And we are steady at 270 watts on the app. You can go to the settings, go to battery, and here you can set the current. Here I have it limited to 6 amps. You can go ahead and increase it. Just increase it to 10 amps. Alright, and now let's go ahead and hit OK. And as you can see, it's now starting to draw more current from the power supply. And if we go back to the main page, you can see that we now climb up to 440 watts and fluctuating.
And here is the foldable solar panels, 37.4 volt unit at 400 watts. It has a kickstand system in the back. All right, so we have 41.4 volts. And now we're gonna connect that. The solar voltage is at 40.69 and fluctuating. Current is 0. We are not charging. As you can see, the battery has dropped significantly. I think the BMS kicked in and completely shut down the power. So to combat this, I think I'm just gonna get another set of panels and connect them in series. Since we're short on voltage, I had these two solar panels that I wasn't using. So I'm basically gonna bind these two into a foldable solar panel set. As you can see, I picked up these two hinges. These are two identical panels, 17.6 volts at 50 watts. So I would be adding these in parallel to increase the current, and then I will add the set in series with the main panels. So here is the hinge. I have two of them holding the panels. And now we have a foldable set in series with the main solar panel. Alright, so here is the new and improved set of solar panels. So we have these panels all together is 45 volts maximum. These two right here are in parallel and then in series with these 5 panels. So 45 plus 17, we at 62 volts maximum. And our solar charge controller maximum voltage is 100 volts. So we are still in the bracket. All right, so even though now it's a little cloudy, we have 54.8 volts. All right, now the sun is fully out. Let's measure it. And as you can see, we have 61.6 volts. Connect.
the power. Boom. And now solar input is 60.7, and we are going up. Not a lot of current, but it's ramping up. 3 amps, 4 amps. As you can see, we're at 227 watts and fluctuating. So yeah, as you can see, we are now charging, no problem. It's always recommended to use the same type of solar panels, but if you have to mix them, you want to make sure that the one with the lowest power is adequate for your setup, because you'll be limited to the smallest current capability. So if this is 10 amps capable and this is 20 amps capable, you will be stuck with the 10 amps if they are in series. That's why it's so crucial to have the same type of solar panels in the setup. But yeah, I'm happy with this right now. As you can see, I'm able to get power everywhere. I may upgrade the solar panels in the future, or maybe more batteries for longer runtime. But yeah, let me know in the comment sections if you have any questions, any suggestions on how to improve this setup. And yeah, I'll be testing this for days and see the amount of power I can get from this consistently. Let me know if you have any questions.
Alright, so this is going to be it for this video. If you found this helpful, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Thank you for watching, guys. See you on the next one. Peace.